Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric Greenwald, your local realtor here in Flagstaff, and today I've got a special guest with me. I've got Kristen Smith from Academy Mortgage. Kristen, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Today, guys, I wanted to do a video because I've gotten a lot of questions lately on what the market kind of shift and the changes that are happening in there, but especially on the lender side and the the changes with the interest rates lately. So obviously that's not my expertise, so I thought I would bring one of our local experts here today and we can kind of hit some of those topics and ask some of those questions and maybe help you out in any way that questions that you might have. So Kristen, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
welcome.
thanks for having me.
The first official interview here on the channel. So if you could, can you introduce yourself and just kind of tell us a little bit about Academy Mortgage here in Flagstaff?
Hi, yeah, so I was born and raised here in Flagstaff and work here at Academy Mortgage. We're a local lender. Wonderful culture, wonderful company out there trying to provide the best service and the best programs to get you into a home and provide you with the best experience possible.
Awesome. And so you actually were born and raised here in Flagstaff, right?
Yes, born and raised here.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. So that's definitely an advantage, guys, to have someone that really knows Flagstaff, has a lot of connections with people, not only just in her industry, but just kind of everywhere throughout Flagstaff. So it's kind of a small community, and so it's definitely good to know someone who has those connections. And I didn't realize, Kristen, when I first started in real estate, how important it was to work with a local lender. For me, I just kind of thought, you just go with a lender that somebody recommends, your friend uses or your parents use.
Mm-hmm.
But being a realtor now, I've really understood the advantages to working with a local realtor in the market that you're buying. And so can you explain kind of the advantages with working with a local realtor like yourself?
Yeah. So some of the benefits of this will be, we're local, so like he said, I know multiple people in town to be able to connect you with the right resources. One of those being said is when you are working with a local lender, you're going to have them know the appraisal panel. So it's going to be easy to get that appraiser to come in and to be able to provide you with someone that knows your market. Because when you're getting your appraisal done, you want them to know so you get that value of what you're purchasing the home for. Versus if you get an appraiser that's from out of town, they're going to come in and not know that, and they might go quite low on that and cause some issues and delay your loan or possibly it not be able to go through. Another reason that you want to go local is because you're not going to have someone that's on the phone from Chicago talking to you and only going to be at 8 to 5 or whatever the time change might be. Someone like me as a local lender is going to be there for you evenings, weekends, and going to be able to have that personal contact with your local agent. These things are going to be very important because as you go through the process, you're going to have questions that might come up at 7 p.m. when you get off work and you talking with your spouse, or you want to know, hey, let's do this. Well, for me, you can text me that and you can get the answer right away. Those are just a couple of the reasons why it'd be good.
Yeah, and I can say that too because I had a situation where I had a friend of mine who was looking to purchase a home, and I referred him to Kristen, and he wanted to also reach out to another lender to just kind of see what the other options were out there. And when he got both packets back of information on loan and kind of the whole breakdown of costs, the other lender had a lot of costs on there that were much lower, and the rate was much lower. And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird, and so him and I were sitting down. I said, all right, well, let's call Kristen. And it was like 5 in the evening, and I called Kristen and I'm like, hey, I have my friend here, and we kind of just wanted to compare some of your cost and some of the things that you have listed on your packet here compared to the other one, and explain kind of what the differences were. And it was awesome because Kristen was like, okay, well, yeah, they say this with this rate, but what they're not saying is it's going to cost you, you're going to have to purchase these points, or yeah, they can say that the appraisal is only going to cost this, but it's actually going to cost this because we do it every day and we work with the appraisers and all the different things that are here locally. So a lot of times those lenders from out of town will just kind of have like a template, I guess, in terms of basic costs. And it can look good at the beginning, but when you get down to it and actually start going through that, you're going to notice that there are some extra costs with that. Right?
Yeah. So when I'm working with you and getting you a pre-qualification, that's one thing that we go through. We look at that big picture and all the different options that you have and what it would cost to get a rate with no points, or then if you're going to buy it down. And so I'm very transparent about that, so you know 100% all the way through that that's what you're getting into. Excuse me there, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
You're busy. It's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, so it's nice, I mean, you know, to work with a local lender, especially with Kristen, because, you know, every time I call her, she answers the phone, she texts us right back, and to have that with somebody locally, you know, some people, you know, it's nice just to be able to have that conversation in person. You know, you just, you know, if you're talking with someone, like you said, from Chicago that you've never seen before, they have no idea what the Flagstaff market looks like. You know, it can be difficult.
Yeah.
So there's definitely advantages with working with a local lender.
Or like even one more thing is like if on the weekend, say you're shopping for the dream home that you want and you find that perfect one, you're going to need your pre-qual updated to that amount to match your purchase price. And so if you're working with someone that's out of town or out of state, they aren't going to be able to answer that phone call, where if you're working with local, then you know you can get that over within a matter of 30 minutes. Get the call, update it, send it right out. Make a call to that agent that's listing the property to put in a strong word for you. They're just little things like that that can really help the whole process of you getting accepted and then making your loan close on time and just making it a good transaction.
Yeah, and it definitely, you know, you want to be able to have those things done immediately when you can, especially in a market like this where, you know, time is of the essence, especially, you know, trying to get an offer in, a pre-qual in, those type of things. So awesome. Let's move on to the interest rates. So recently we had, you know, around the beginning of May, we had a large increase in interest rates, and we saw interest rates increase by 0.5%, which is, you know, more than what we've seen in the past decade or so. And that's obviously, you know, changed the market a little bit in terms of buyers that are out there, maybe changed some concerns or created concerns for some buyers that are out there. Can you kind of just talk about that, like what you've seen from your side and what that increase and what that has done to either the current market or the buyers that are out there?
Yeah, so with this increase, it's definitely had an impact on buyers. Some of them to the point to where they might have been pre-qualified for a certain amount before, but with this interest rate, they are no longer pre-qualified. Or if they are, then their payment might then be too high with what they're comfortable. That's another good reason to always reach out to your lender and say, you know, we can run these scenarios and keep you updated as the rates are what they are now or keep going up. But there are ways that we can be creative with this, and you have to just kind of look at it as a puzzle and think, how can we get you into this home? What can we do to lower a fee here or a different program that might suit you that is still making it possible for you? So even though you might be hearing about rates going up and that might be scary, there's still definitely ways to get you into a home and make it comfortable for you. Yeah,
and I mean, these rates, even with these increase in what we're at today, they're still fairly low rates. I mean, compared to, you know, the past. And so, you know, we've seen that on the realtor side as well, where, you know, the increase since the rates, we've seen the market maybe pull back a little bit. We've seen houses stay on the market a little bit longer than normal. And we've seen some price reductions on houses where, you know, back in February, March, April, it just didn't exist. I mean, you had to get an offer within 72 hours or you weren't even, you know, going to be able to, you know, put an offer in for that home. So we've kind of seen some of the changes that these rates have caused, but obviously it's not, you know, putting a complete stop to the market. So with that increase, you know, and maybe this has created some challenges for certain buyers that are out there. What kind of programs do you offer or Academy Mortgage offer that, you know, buyers don't know, or things that, you know, programs that are out there that can really help those buyers in this situation?
So right now, just recently, we have the down payment assistance program that some may know of. It's a program where you can get additional down payment assistance for that and your closing costs. Has not been available, but at this time, temporarily, I don't know how long it'll go, we do have that available. So that can help you towards your down payment, closing costs, to help you get into it and be able to get into a point where you can afford that home. Another one is we have a first-time conventional home buyer with zero down. Not only is it zero down, but the way that it really can help you is not having mortgage insurance on that. That mortgage insurance sometimes could be a costly expense, maybe up to $200 a month or more. So with not having that mortgage insurance, it's going to decrease your monthly payment, which decreases your debt to income ratio, which is what gives us the amount that you're pre-approved for. This is very helpful in being able to afford more and be comfortable with your payment. Another way is when you do have to have that mortgage insurance, we have a way of either having you pay that cost up front or financing it into the mortgage. So that's also a way to get rid of that payment so your debt to income ratio goes down once again to be able to help to get in. So there's just, those are a few of the things that we do have available.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's why, I bring someone like Kristen in who's an expert in this, because for me to try to even explain some of those things, that's not what my job is. And it's, my job to bring in a professional who can do those things. And yeah, and things change, right? Like, so some of those programs may be offered now, but they're not always offered, or, new programs could come at different times, right? So
and that's why as Academy, we're always trying to come up with ways to, work with the market and depending what's going on, coming up with something to help you and help the real estate agents. So
yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. That was short and sweet, but a lot of good information there, and I really appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're busy right now, and so it's hard to get some time together. But so what is the best way for people to get in contact with you? So if you are, looking to, purchase a home in the Flagstaff area, or even if you just have questions, like you don't necessarily have to be like, I need to buy right now, but I may be buying in the future. What's the best way for them to contact you and kind of just get that conversation started?
You can always call me on my cell phone, which is 928-699-7215. You can call me, and I can get right back to you. I usually always answer my call or text messages right away.
Yeah, and I'll put all of Kristen's contact information down below in the comments, along with Academy Mortgage. And so guys, if you have any questions, you can reach out to Kristen. Obviously, you can reach out to me, and we'll be glad to help you out in getting you pre-qualified, getting you, kind of the first steps going in looking for a home, and then we can get you into that home and find ways to make the financing easier for you, or just fit your needs based on budget or your comfort level, whatever the case may be. So thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you soon. See ya.
Bye.